Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
Thank you so much, Andre sir. Now our dear Maya Tiwari and our beautiful spiritual leader from United States is going to speak on the mystic mind, I am free.
Namaste. Venerable Masters and the conveyors of this beautiful program, thank you Swamiji, thank you Andre for your wonderful talk. Let us start. Together here is about prayer, peace, ahimsa, which is inner peace. There is no peace to be found outside of the self. We are the fertile garden, the seed, the ground, the earth, the sky, and the water of our own peace. We have every nourishing aspect, every nourishment that the grandmother has given us for our peace. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Let us do a Sanskrit peace prayer for self, humanity, every creature, the earth herself. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyash Subhamastu Nityam Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu Kale varshatu parjanyaha Prithvi kalini Desho yam shobarahitaha Brahmana santu nirbhayaha. What is mysticism? Is it just those incredible sadhus you see dancing in the street, free of all appendages and attachments? Is it our basic nature? Is it our real nature? Is every jnani or enlightened soul also a mystic? The Vedas is a minefield of incredible gems, and we are so fortunate to have access to its knowledge. In Rahasya Shastra or Upanishad, we have so much about the mysticism of life. And in essence, it tells us one thing: I am love. It's not something that I transact. It's not about the action of love or the subject or object of love. Advaita Makaranda tells us, I am love. I am free. This incredible story of the human body that we have grown an attachment to, the attachment that actually dictates our identity of self, we have to lose that. And how do we lose the stories of our lives? When I say yesterday that freedom of spirit is to go beyond the individual self, beyond the discipleship. I said even beyond the guru. We love our gurus. We need our gurus, especially now. But we must get beyond the attachment to the self, the attachment to individualism, the attachment to the stories that we have grown to identify ourselves by. How? By understanding our pure nature. In whichever way we are told, I am love, untethered and free. I am the nature of this universe. The identity of the forest, of nature herself. The mystery of the human mind. The of our scriptures. All of it is part of the mysticism that we carry within us. The mystic mind goes beyond intelligence. And if we were to live in a place that is greatly intelligent, then we ourselves would want to transcend the mind and transcend even the buddhi, even intelligence, to go to where there is truly the freedom, the absolute freedom of self in the guhayam, in the heart. In the heart from which we live. In the heart that sees diversity as an apparent reality. But in that heart, we see only one, not oneness. Mysticism is not about oneness. We can go through our entire lives and try to accommodate each other, tolerate each other, and find excuses to accept each other. But we're still living in dualism. We're still living in the raga dvesha of it all, if we have to try so hard to accommodate and tolerate and accept. And this is our language. I say, cremate the tolerance, cremate the acceptance, cremate the language, and simply embrace. Embrace of all is one, not oneness. Oneness implies that we have the characteristic of one, which still implies that we are living in a dualistic way of the concept of mind. But understand, love, when we are not living it in the way that has its own sanctum, when we are not living it within the sanctum of itself, we are all completely love, each one of us. But when we stray from knowing that, then the distortions of fear and anger and greed and avarice, violence and hurt sets in. So what do we do? The mystic mind tells us, do we run from this? Can we escape our own fears, our own emotions that are discordant with love? No. We cannot escape it. So what do we do? Embrace. The only way to transcend the duality of ourself, the conflict that I have with me, myself, I, me, you, us, them, whatever, that conflict, that divisionism, that is the only conflict that the human person really has. And in order to transcend it, not get rid of it, simply transcend it, we must embrace our flaws. We must know that each one of us is marked with the ancestral memory of our great ancestors, is marked with our purva karmas, whether they are papa punya, is marked with so many of our history. History did not start from the day you were born. And history didn't start when Europe told us that it did either. History, in fact, is vast, and the Vedas cover so much of it. The history of the universe is greater than the history of the world. The history of all the planets in the universe is greater than the history of the entire culture, multiculture of the world. And what is greater than all of that is you. Aham Brahmasmi, I am that love. I'm not bliss, because if I am bliss, before I know it, I could stumble off the stage and it would be a very blistering experience. We need to make room for the fact that we have a mithya, a apparent dissolving, breaking down as we speak. That we have karmas, and they're going to shape the habituation of mind and thought and action. And that we can embrace all of those shapings and then transcend it into our real self. But let me get to the point and to the kernel of this talk. It is my great pleasure to be here at this incredible auspicious moment in time to receive your blessings. My life has had many junctures of pain and hurt. At 18, ovarian cancer, survived it. The goddess gave me back another life to walk, then again fell into some things and again came through. But the greatest gem for us to really own love is to embrace the gifts of challenges, the hard lessons of pain and hurt that gives us the ability to understand that we are not just here to love one another, but we are essentially love. And that anything my thought, that understanding, that doesn't stay in the center of its sanctum creates a distortion. That is the only thing we need to claim now. And the good news is that in this winter solstice of 2012, right here and right now, in this Bharat, this incredible land that it is at the very Sahasrara, the very head of the Vastu of our universe, you are really in an exquisitely auspicious place in time and in time as well, to reclaim what the great goddess has given us so abundantly, which is she opens the doors beyond the cultures, the religions, all of the things that the universe itself is transcending today. She opens the doorway so that each one of us, regardless of our education, regardless of our legacies and our parampara, can walk through this gateway of light and claim our largest, which is love, which is light, which is the beauty of the absolute soul of God. God is not sitting out there trying to figure out what's going on with us. The all-sentient is within the heart. And we were given the most sentient of form as a human person to use it. This is our chance in our lives that is strewn with hardship, with difficulty, with disharmony, amongst our siblings, amongst our family, a community that is in wreckage, a world that is becoming more and more liaisoned and encrusted in useless things, the wordology of it all. The absolute commerciality of the entire movement that is supposed to give you back your light, your spirit, your intelligence. It's simpler than all of that. It has to be. The rishis have told us from time immemorial that it's simpler than all of that. Just claim the light that is you and know when it's getting dimmed. That's all we need to recognize. My light is getting dimmed. Let me take pause. Let me sit in myself. This time is an interesting time. We will be witnessing so many loss of lives, loss of land, loss of cultures. The tsunamis, the hurricanes, the tornadoes of the Great Mother cleansing her earth as she must. And we are unified with the awareness to know that it is also love that is cleansing us. And that if we lose our bodies, well, that's okay. There is a karma to that as well. But if we survive it, and when we survive it, we have only one thing that is the greatest asset, that is the only way to live, and that is from I am love. Thank you. And please join me in the ending of that Shanti mantra, that Shanti shloka. You know this. It's Asatoma, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you so much, ma'am.